MD, are you able to unmute? Because I'm going to ask you some questions about your questions here as we go through these.
Sure.
Okay, great. So I'll start and you just jump in, okay? So for the first one, the bypass factor, can you do CFM times temperature plus CFM times temperature for relative humidity? The answer is no, because the relative humidity is nonlinear. So if the points are close together, you might get away with it, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would actually draw on the psychrometric chart, get your two state points, make a line, and then find the point in between, or work with the humidity ratio on the vertical axis, because that is linear. And once you find the dry bulb temperature on the horizontal axis and the humidity ratio on the vertical axis, you'll get the exact state point, and then you can just read the relative humidity off the chart.
Okay.
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 Go
Actually,
ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. So
Yeah.
actually what happened is one of the questions what I did is I just followed that formula and found the right answer. So that's why I asked the question. So but your solution was different. That's why I just, this thing came on my mind that can I use it or not?
Yeah. You understand why you can't, right?
Yeah, because it's not linear. So I shouldn't use it.
So like, just for everyone on the call to put a finer point on that, if you have a curve like this and you draw a line and then you pick some point along that line, that's a horrible line. Sorry, guys. You're going to overstate the relative humidity, right? But you might get away with it if those points, imagine sliding those points closer and closer together, that it starts to approximate a tangent line, and the error may be small enough and you may get it right. So that's kind of what happened in that case. All right, number 2, can I multiply bypass factor to the given CFM to do the sensible calculations later? I'm not sure. Can you give some more context on this one?
So what happened is usually, like, if I have a 10% bypass, like 10% air bypassed, right? Or bypass factor 0.1.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is, like, in some of the questions I actually multiplied by that bypass factor with this total, like, outside air, because out of that 1000 CFM outside air, 900 CFM is going to the mixture, right? And 100 should be like from the return air. So when I do the calculation for, say, for example, sensible heat, like 1.1 CFM times del T. So should I, like, can I use on like 900 CFM instead of doing the whole thing? And then, but because your solution, like, I really like, I can get the actual problem number of that one, but I cannot remember it right now. But my question came like, if I do multiply and deduct beforehand, what do you call, doing the solution, can I do that? Because some of the problems I got away, but some of the problems your solution was right, because you did like a BF equal, like, bypass factor equals to 1 minus efficiency of coil, and you went through it. But like some of the problems I just did, like, what do you call, like, pre-calculated with this by multiplying the bypass factor with the CFM, and my answer was right. So I got a little confused.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
If I may chime in, because I just happened to come across a solution where you specifically talked about this. I actually recall an example that you gave, which was like 10,000 CFM passing through the cooling coil. And I believe the efficiency was 90%. So you showed side-by-side calculations where you are using the traditional bypass factor formula and then deriving the efficiency and then using that efficiency to find out the temperature. And then on the other side, you had a solution where you showed where 90% of the air, 90% of the 10,000 CFM is, being completely changed, and 10% of it is being bypassed. And then you multiplied the ADP to the 90% of the air, and the 10% of it, you just, did not do anything with that. I think you showed side-by-side calculation. It's a very good example that you gave. I can't recall, but this might be just maybe relevant to what MD is talking about. I just happened to come across this problem like a couple of days ago.
Yeah. It seems to me like if the problem involves bypass factor / coil efficiency, right? Those are opposite sides of the same coin. We shouldn't be glossing over that and using 900 CFM. Like, we should still be using 1000 CFM ultimately. Once we have to do this kind of mixing calculation, right? To get through the coil. Maybe 90% of it is influenced by the coil and 10% is not, and then they mix, and then we can find the conditions after mixing. And but really and truly, there is 1000 CFM going through that coil, and we shouldn't say there's 900.
Yeah, actually,
right?
like I think what happened is whatever he was discussing, the what do you call this problem about, right? So I actually used that shortcut and I reached to the right solution. That's why I didn't watch the video. That's why I skipped it. So I'll look for the exam and I'll look into it. Okay.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm gonna sell you the thing you already have here, but if you have questions about the questions, watch the videos.
Yeah.
I made them for you.
Yeah, actually, like I missed that. I definitely skipped that because whenever I saw the answer was correct. So anyways.
Yeah.
For that.
All right, watch the video, and if you still want to talk about it, well, I'm here.
Sure.
Okay. What was the next one about? VRD
so
versus
like VRD and air change, like 1 hour air change and VRD, because
what's VRD?
There was a term like VRD, variable something. That's why I actually, like, when I was doing the exam, it was from HVAC, but I really don't recall. I'll send the question on separate then, because it was from one of your question, because I just wanted to make sure that if I get
my
that
question.
Yeah, like when you were doing like solving a problem, then you mentioned VRD, right? But the ACH was like air change per hour. I actually, like, later on I found out when I was doing the system component, and I just took care of it. But the VRD I couldn't see on the reference manual. That's why I had the question.
I'm not sure what that means. So
I will actually, like, get the screenshot to you.
Okay. All right. The next one, AHP, is it the same as fan power? Yes.
Okay.
And actually, fan power is a really good search term to know.
Okay.
So when you want to know the air horsepower, you can just search fan power. For converting to pounds to GPM, can we only divide by 8.34 instead of multiplying by 748, dividing by 62.4? Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
And the searching technique, actually what happened is, when I was taking my FE exam, right? So it was really like kind of different than what we usually do on the other PDF readers, and I forgot like how I did that. But my question actually was, like, if I, like, the way you what do you call, like, explain on in your solution, saying that thermodynamic properties of moisture or pipe friction, right? So do I need to type the whole word, like whole line, or if I type fan power, right? So it should be going there, right?
So it's like Google, but crappier is the way I like to think about it.
Okay.
So let's say you know this, what you want to find. In the world of Google, they're gonna like autocomplete
That's correct, yeah.
They're in your head and they're like, I know what you want, let me help you, make your life easier. It's like that, but nobody's gonna be there to help you. So you have to know enough about what you're looking for to tell the PDF reader or whatever their web-based application that they use to read the PDF is. It's just a straight up word search function. So, and that can be annoying. Like if something's hyphenated and you're searching for it without the hyphen, you're not going to find it. So sometimes it's better to search for less. But, I think the experience is the best teacher, and kind of jumping ahead to number 7 here, as far as like studying the reference manual and memorizing page numbers, I say absolutely not. I think you should just solve practice problems and learn the search terms that you need to find what you need in the handbook. And over time, you're just going to remember the search terms that take you where you want to go. And, you know, you may not even know what section of the handbook a particular table or equation is in, and who cares? Because you're just searching for it based on some term, and you find it when you need it and you use it, and then you move on. The whole thing could be scrambled. I could put the pages in any order and it wouldn't mess you up at all. You just search for what you need. That's how I use it. I've never sat through, people have asked me like, hey, can you do like a review of the reference handbook and just go through everything? I say, absolutely not, because I don't use it like that. And I don't think you should either.
No, actually, like I was before actually getting this program, right? I was trying to read through it, and I got like mix and match. What do you call, like opinion from my, like, whoever took the P exam. So some of them told me that like I shouldn't actually go through the machine design or fluid section, because they are related to some other P exam. So I actually skipped that. Then I realized that no, actually I have to get some of the vibes. But
yeah,
like
definitely fluids. You have to look at fluids, but you could probably skip some of the machine design stuff. I mean, if you get stuff from that realm, it'll be like 1 or 2. It's not gonna.
And for the number 7, just one more like little question, that which is the like best similar PDF search machine, like search application comparing to our P exam? Do you know?
That's a good question. I don't know that I have a good answer to that. And I know people have their personal preferences with PDF readers. Like a lot of engineers use Bluebeam.
Bluebeam, very good.
People love that, but like I guess it has some bells and whistles that like a standard PDF reader like Acrobat may not have. Or I use a really lightweight PDF reader called Sumatra, and I love it because it's just like really simple and it doesn't try to do too much. But yeah, I think actually, Rajat, maybe you can speak to this. What's the experience like?
So Dan, I would say, you know, I use Bluebeam. That's, you know, when I'm using my office, you know, but I don't have Bluebeam on my personal computer. So I usually just open the PDF on the
In Chrome,
Microsoft Edge, and it's very useful. It's more useful, you know, it's very helpful when you try, you know, type the search term. It will give you all the relevant data that you would find out just the way you would find out in an exam. So I would go with Microsoft Edge. It's very simple, but it, you know, it gives you the results the same way you will find it in the exam. And, you know, yeah.
So just use the browser. Yeah, that seems like a good move.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, MD?
No, not right now. Like I'm actually going to summarize the other questions for the next one, because like I really felt bad when I sent like this, because I never saw the other videos, so I actually didn't know how to categorize. So I'm really sorry for that.
No, that's okay. I'm glad you know now, and I look forward to your questions for the next session.
Sure.